we're just going to be happy, live our lives.
Great. I think we've got it.
All right.
Okay, Mary, before we stop tape, please state and spell your name again, just so we have a...
Sure. It's Mary Logan Comerford, Mary, M-A-R-Y, LOGANCOMERFORD.
Okay, great. Okay.
I almost forgot how to spell my name.
The Irish gift site.
Yeah.
Sean Patrick Coin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice Irish name. Well, put that down for your top, and then you're going to be free to go.
Can you go there? Come on. Good. E&T cameras. Hold for a sec. Anytime. Hold on.
Say?
I'm just giving grief.
Nothing makes me more nervous.
Don't be nervous.
If there's any point where you don't like where your answer's going, just wind it down. We'll just do it again, so there's no problem. And if you keep your eyes more just coming to me, they'll take care of all the angle stuff. So ignore them on the side. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have each of you state and spell your name so we've got it on the tape.
Spell it.
Stephen, D-A-R-N-H-A-R-T.
Lindy, Smart, S-M-A-R-T.
Ron, Smart, S-M-A-R-T.
Okay, we're ready. Thank you.
Here we go. May I speak?
Yep.
Okay. This is Boyd Matheson for Stores Online. We're talking to entrepreneurs online. Today we're joined by Stephen Barnhart, Lindy, and Ron Smart. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We're very excited to hear your entrepreneurial story. So maybe you can start it out for us. Lindy, maybe you can share a little bit of your background. What brings you to Stores Online?
Well, after 7 years in an office environment that I really didn't care for much anyway, an ad was sent to me by my husband's sister, actually, that this company was coming to town. I said, grab it, go for it. My daughter had been killed in an accident not quite a year before this store opportunity came up. So this guy, Stephen, came through town, and I said, let's go to this lunch. It's a free lunch, and let's find out what it's about. I needed something else to focus on. It was a great opportunity.
And Stephen, what were your thoughts going along to this free lunch?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, at that time I was studying online businesses. And I had spent 20 years in retail with brick and mortar. And I knew after 20 years that I didn't want to remain in brick and mortar. So the timing was perfect. And also I could add to what Lindy said, her daughter was getting married at this same time. So it was an interesting time.
And Ron, how did you get into this trio?
Basically by supporting my wife and her endeavor.
Okay, so what was it out of that first preview conference that you went to? What is it that motivated you to take that next step to go to the workshop?
Good question. Just the excitement of doing something different, an opportunity which I knew, there just had to be something else out there. And given, like I said, being stuck in that office, being monitored, everything you do, my daughter's death opened my eyes to the importance of family, too. And this had that added appeal. So I'm just so glad we made the step. It's been quite a trip so far, and we're going to make it.
Wonderful. Stephen, how about you?
Well, to answer the question, what triggered my interest was there were several spokespeople that came up and told their story. And what I found interesting is there were a lot of key things that they were talking about that I was aware of at the time as well. Unbeknownst to Lindy, my partner, I was actually going to be moving to Texas. And I said, well, when I get to Texas, I'm going to have to look into this because this is very interesting. Well, long story short, here we are partners, and we're going just straight up from here.
So you get your initial stores. What was your initial thrust? You walk out of that workshop. You've got websites. What next?
Well, I can answer that question. What's next? Well, the first thing I noticed that when I put in the DVD from StoresOnline, I looked at the overall program and I turned to Lindy and I said, "This is huge," quote unquote. And I realized at that time, having 6 licenses, that this was not going to be something that was going to happen overnight. It was going to take a tremendous amount of learning curve, commitment, and so that's where we started. We started with Store 1 and we published Store 6 in 11 months.
Wow.
And it continues on.
Well, that's great. Well, tell me about your first site. So what was your first site all about? And maybe walk us through that process a little bit.
Well,